Hello everyone, this is Ep31 and welcome to episode 31 of Ep31's Sky Factory 4 Let's Play series, where today I'm going to try to understand a little bit better how the matter overdrive replication system works. So I made a bunch of the blocks and I was playing around with it a little bit between episodes to try to understand it more. And I think I've got the gist. I think. There's only one thing that I've failed to completely understand, and that is matter transport pipes, which are supposed to work like fluid pipes. But I've had multiple problems with them. One, I don't seem to be able to get them to transport fluids. Two, they struggle to connect the blocks sometimes. And three, they aren't picked up by the wrench. So when you place them in the world, you have to break them with a pickaxe, and it's really slow to break with a pickaxe. Like, it takes about a minute. Try and sit there and just mine for a minute straight, and that's breaking a matter transport pipe. So these things are a little bit funky, but everything else seems pretty cool. And I can replace these because matter is a fluid with fluid ducts. So guess what I've got in my inventory? In addition, I was thinking I could make a tank of some form, probably an advanced fluid tank, right? That I could maybe even upgrade to like a better tier eventually, maybe sort of kind of a little bit, but we'll see. That would be cool. Do I have all the mechanism-y things? Not yet programmed. I haven't taught this thing how to make these things yet. I should. But we'll get there. We'll get there. First, we need to do stuff, right? So last episode we played with this a little bit, and I've got better understandings now. So a network switch used to connect machines in a local network. So you can set up these machines kind of like applied energistics, if you will. But not really. But if we were going to make the applied energistics analogy, this would be like an A controller, right? I don't entirely know if it's necessary, because I was playing with it a little bit, but not much enough yet. But yeah, so this is kind of like, a network switch. It's kind of like an A network doohickey. So from there, you can have not matter transport pipes. I'm going to put them away because they seem to not super work for me. We can have the matter analyzer, and it's very important for sidedness because the cables only connect to the back of these things, right? So sidedness is important here. And then in addition, we need pattern storage, which, if I'm correct, goes this way. Oh yeah, like a boss. Who knows what he's doing? Not me, I really don't. But we're trying to pretend like we do. I'm getting there, right? So you're gonna fill up, boom, boom, and that should be cool, right? And then these guys get patterns, right? So we can pop that in there. And I don't know how many items can go on pattern drives just yet, but we'll figure that out too, right? So now we've got a matter analyzer and pattern. So like, let's say we wanted to learn how to make, what's a resource that I would love to know how to make more of? Dilithium crystals? Does that sound cool? Sure, they're 512 matter. Where diamonds and emeralds are like 256, I want to say. Where are all my diamonds? I mean, I've got to have diamonds. There they are, right? Yeah, 256, right? So if I wanted to dupe dilithium crystals with this system, right, we could scan this dude. And I've got upgrades around here somewhere that I was messing with a little bit. But like, see, this is the matter analyzer. So this replaces the handheld scanner that we had. Where the handheld scanner can only scan blocks, the matter analyzer can scan both blocks and items. Now I'm going to go ahead and assume that we're going to have to scan this thing 10 times in order for it to behave. And I'm assuming also that once all these little lines go all the way to the right, I don't know if they mean anything. Like, is the height just random or what? Like, is it just a visual thing, or is it like, oh, hey, something happened. Cool. So if we pop over here, I thought that was going to work. Did it fail? It might have failed. Oh, Dilithium Crystal, 20%. Cool. Searching for pattern storage. So do you need another pattern drive there? Dilithium Crystal, 20%. Okay. So can pattern drives only store two things? That could be the case. Cool. Okay, look at that. Cool. That's actually neat, right? So I need 4 more of these, and then we should know how to make dilithium crystals. Fair enough? I think that's neat. Now, in addition, we're going to want a matter replicator. Boom. And we're also going to want a pattern monitor. And that's what's going to allow the matter replicator, like the pattern monitor is kind of like your crafting table type thing, like so you can request things. So you need one of these to request stuff. And look, Dilithium Crystal. We only know 20%, so I think that means that we could request it, but there's a good chance it'll fail. Sweet. Now we should be at 40%. Perfect. Exactly what I would expect. Right, and then the matter decomposer we played with already a little bit. So do tanks auto? They don't, not especially. And I'm assuming, yeah, no. So if I want you to be super cool, which I do, I want you to be super cool. What I'm thinking I might need, the decomposer I don't think actually has to be connected to the network. So I think what I'll do is pick you up with the wrench. So like if I put you there for now, right? And then we did this to here and this, and let's get another servo. So he's probably making the stuffs and the things, and servo please. Thank you. Right, so into here we can throw, you know, a couple diamonds. Now one of these guys is gonna have my upgrades. Somewhere those upgrades exist. I gotta imagine. Cool, so we're at 80% for dilithium crystals. Did I leave them up here? That's possible. I might have left them in this thing. No? What did I do with my upgrades? Because it's supposed to be that when you pick up the blocks... cool. I wonder how much matter a star is, by the way. 1,000 matter. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. We probably get a lot of matter out of that stuff. It's supposed to be that when you pick up the block, it keeps the upgrades in it, or it drops them. I'm wondering if I lost those 4 upgrades because I picked up these blocks with the upgrades already in it. I guess that's possible. So let's, real quick, teach you guys how to make those cool upgrades, because they're nice. They are nice. Switch you into this mode. So I'd like you to know how to make hyperspeed upgrades, which do have a matter amount. They do, 2.1. Okay, cool, good to know. And then you're also gonna need to know how to make this, and you're also gonna have to know how to make this, and you could probably know how to make that. Cool. And we are gonna need more interfaces. We 100%, and we also need another assembler. I should do a better job of what I'm doing down here, but I'm having too much fun playing with other mods. I'm having too much fun, like, ooh, let's try other things. Yeah. Yeah, dire bad. So if I popped this dude, like, here, then we could throw these 2 interfaces, like, here. And that would be cool. And that'll give me room for a little bit more storage. So now I can request those hyperspeed upgrades. Like, can I have 12 of them? We're missing dilithium crystals. Well, would you look at that? And that shouldn't be too bad to craft, right? Did I ever put acceleration upgrades in you? I should also teach you how to make acceleration upgrades, because that's an important thing to know. I thought you already knew those. My bad. Hooray! So you guys get to work. But now my hyperspeed upgrades are ready. So we can pop over to this dude. Right? And so you're still making... So this is really slow. But we throw those hyperspeed upgrades in it, and it's a whole nother story, right? Yeah, way better, right? So now, let's throw a servo on this dude. Ignored, because I want to see how much matter that actually is, right? That's interesting. Just an update problem? Okay. Interesting. Cool, though. Cool. You, sir, how much matter do you actually store, right? Like, how much liquid is that? 513 millibuckets. Okay. So each km equals a millibucket, right? So like 1,000 km, right? Right, so that's 256 because we did 2 diamonds plus a cobble. That's why it's 513. Okay, so I got that math now, right? So that's actually really good news for us because it means we can throw like a ton of stuff in here, right? And be like super cool, right? Like we could throw another star in there, and that's going to eat a lot of power. Holy cow. Wow. Hello. What? That is shenanigans levels of power. Whoo. 8,000 forge energy per tick to melt that thing down. That is serious business. That's not what diamonds were, is it? Wowzers. Now there's upgrades, obviously, aside from hyperspeeds, right? Like hyperspeed is cool, but we could also like do 2 hyperspeed and 2, you know, all kinds of other stuff, right? So yeah, that's neat. Oh, and to be fair, wait, how much was another star? Yeah, that was like just barely. So did you get all that fluid? Is it just a visual bug that it's not showing that well? 1537. I think it actually got all that fluid. Yeah, see, it immediately went away. So that's just a visual bug. Holy cow. Yeah, we might need some other upgrades here. Let's get a couple power upgrades. What other options are there for upgrades? So there's power, failsafe, range, power storage, hyperspeed, matter storage. Cool. Transport flash drive. Energy packs. Portable decomposer. Really? That's cool. Security, space-time equalizer, music disc, huh? I like that. Unknown artifacts. Pure trilithium crystals. That's what's up. What if we got a couple power upgrades? Like we added you... Power upgrades, drop power usage, right? But you need to know how to make a battery. So, like, learn that real quick. And hopefully you don't have any kind of MBT problems. Please. So what if I ask for 2 of these? That's doable? Sweet. So, just spitballing curiosity ideas here. But what if we took one of these out and we put one of these in? Right? Now, could I throw a diamond in there without... Yeah, that's a lot better. 2,332 forge energy per tick. I mean, obviously it's a ton of power, right? Like far more than we're probably comfortable supporting. But, because I'm still running everything off a single lava-based generator. Because that's where we're at in this pack. Like, we are still doing everything off a single geothermal gen. Which is hilarious to me, by the way. And don't forget, like, we're doing, like, 2,000 forge energy per tick right here, right? This is 2048 RF. So, like, among all the others, it's probably around 4,000 RF a tick from this whole line. But, okay, that's cool, right? So this is just a visual bug, right? Like, we pop anything in there and it updates the UI. So that's cool. It's just a visual bug. Not a big deal. I wonder if I, like, made this trickle out smaller, if that would make a difference. Like, what if we got a smaller servo? Like an iron servo, right? Can you get me some glass? That would be cool. Just curious if it makes a difference, right? Maybe if it trickles out slower, it'll be less of a problem, you know? Or faster might also be an argument for why I like making that better. We'll see, right? So you melt that down, right, into matter. Right, and then we... Yeah, no, that didn't seem to help much, did it? It was worth a shot, though. Yeah. Oh, well, no biggie. So, hey, we've got a bunch of matter now, right? So now... let's translate it into the replicator. So you should be cool to get it. Looks like he doesn't want it just yet, but he will take it. That's actually interesting. It's actually quite interesting. Will he request it when he needs it? Let's find out. So if I want to make a dilithium crystal +1, send request. Right? So this guy is now making a dilithium crystal using the matter that it's got in there. And look at my top right. See how I'm getting poison and weakness and hunger? So that's a thing. And I got, actually, they're pretty bad effects, to be fair. And I think my androidiness is making it not be a problem for me. Me being an android makes this okay. But if you were not an android, these bad things would happen. But if you put titanium plates in here in the shielding slot, you would be better off. You'd have, it would protect you from that happening, right? So basically, the act of replicating causes radiation, and that radiation gives you debuffs. But A, I'm an android, so debuffs don't hurt. And B, if I wasn't an android, I could put titanium plates in there to prevent that. Cool. So you're replicating dilithium crystal. Interesting. It takes a while, though. But then there's a cool particle effect. You ready? Oh, yeah. I mean, right? Ain't that cool? All right. So that's nifty, right? Very interesting. Now, you're 512 km, so I could easily just convert you right back into this and be good, right? So the more matter in the item, the longer it takes to break down, clearly, which makes sense. Interesting. Okay. So I might have to decide, like, what I want to use this for, right? I don't know if it's accurate to say that this can only hold 2 item types per pattern drive. It might be true. Probably can get rid of cobble and sand, right? But then the same for this, right? So, like, if I decided that I wanted 32 sand and request it, that ain't bad, especially considering there's no upgrades in there. Like, if we did this... That's cool. I like that. That's nifty. Now, this task, I can remove this, and it cancels it out, right? And this task, cool. All right, I'm getting the hang of this. I like it. I don't know what this destination address is all about, but somehow shift-clicking put a hyperspeed upgrade in there. Not a big deal, though. This thing accepts upgrades, too, but to what end, I'm not sure. But, hey, I like it. I think it's neat. What do you guys think? Pretty nifty system? So, almost equivalent exchange-ish, but, like, there's a time and an RF component to producing it, right? So it's like equivalent exchange, but you need some form of energy to actually do the translation, rather than it just being free and instant, which is kind of cool. So, like, technically you could use this to turn cobblestone into nether stars, but it would take a while, and it would take a lot of RF, but it would be doable. Neat. All right, guys, we're back. So I'm making end stone, right? Does that sound like a good time? It's not too bad to make. And I think I'm going to matter it, because end stone's not easy to make in this pack. So, like, this is the perfect use case for doing the replication process, right? I feel like this is like that perfect use case for, like, hey, here's something that's not expensive to make, but would be super convenient to have replicating. That sound cool? So hopefully the way it's going to work. Let's get matter. I should have more of these. Cool. I should be able to replicate this stuff. And there's a reason I'm doing this. You'll see. You'll see. Reasons. I started looking at things that I want. And I think we have to visit the end. So matter analyzer. Upgrades. That's cool. That's way cooler. Granted, it's 12,800 forge energy per tick. Really? That's cool. How are you even keeping up? I don't know. I don't know how you're keeping up with that. That number can't be right. I don't know. But it's all good. So now you know how to make end stone, right? 100%. Boom, 100% at endstone, right? So if I want like 16 of these and send a request, you should replicate just fine because it's 6 matter each, right? So that's cool. I like it. Not bad. So we're replicating endstone. Haha, that's cool. Look, I found a use for it. My initial thought, like, I know what you're thinking, right? Like, Dyer, you can easily dupe things way faster for free with that thing upstairs that reverts the world back in time, right? I know. But A, want to play with new mods. B, sometimes there's uses. Like, I didn't have a lot of endstone. Plus, it would take 10 minutes to dupe that, right? Now I can dupe it on demand whether I already have it or not. You might see in my inventory some ender seeds. Yeah, I need more stuffs. I need more ender pearls for what I want to make. So, here's the deal, and I'm not sure how this is going to work out. Right? Cool. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, right? But we're going to try. But what I'd like to do is make an advanced ender portal from ender utilities. So I was kind of checking out this mod. It looks like it has a bunch of cool, like, nifty gadgets and one-off stuff, right? But to do that, we need an ender core. We need to right-click an ender crystal, the one in the end, the entity that sits on top of those obsidian pillars, with an inactive ender core. So I haven't looked at what's involved in making an inactive ender core yet, because I want to actually visit the end and find out if that's a thing I can even do, right? Because we're going to need some eyes of ender. Didn't I literally just put a bunch of ender pearls in here? Yeah, why you fail? Cake. We need to go to the end cake, right? Booyah. So to make cake, we're going to need buckets, and we're also going to need sugar. Cool. And we're going to beat 1, 2, 3, 4. Hooray. And then the end cake. Booyah. And let's bring an overworld cake. Comments on videos I've seen stated that you always get an overworld cake when you go to a dimension. I still choose to bring one just in case. Just in case. Just in case. I don't. I mean, I think that's a safe thing to do, right? To the end we go. Let's see if there's a terrain gen out here. Oh boy. Hey, yeah, no, look, there's an ender dragon. Right? Look at that. There is absolutely... the end appears to be some form of a normal terrain gen process going on here. So let's do a couple things. First off, let's put... So we did get cake. That's cool. Look, I'm glad that we got cake. I'm very happy that we got cake. But, you know, I'm still going to be safe, right? All right, so the dealio is that there was an ender dragon. What's up here? Oh, what happened to the ender dragon? He's already dead? Did he just die upon my... Did my presence terrify the enders so much that they just, like... The dragon's like, forget this, I'm out of here. Ender dragon just noped out of this place hardcore. And gave me a bunch of free experience. What just happened? Is that intended? I don't even know. But I'm assuming that I'm going to want to get those end crystal things. Hey, look, one of those. That's creepy. Oh yeah, no, that's pulling me in. So I want to be careful because I don't know what happens if I get too close to that. I definitely don't want to test that in the end. No thanks. But that's a thing, right? And hey, look, endstone for days now. So I guess we didn't need to teach the endstone pattern. Hey, I didn't know. Right? I was under the impression that like that would be a void world. That was my expectation, right? Is that would be a void world. How did I know it wouldn't be? So with that said, right, we've been to the end. So can we do those crystal things? Like let's make some end crystals. Just need more glass, hilariously. And probably a few more eyes of ender. Yeah, it should be good enough. Cool. So if I put these in the end, will that spawn another dragon? And A, will the dragon die immediately? Or B, we'll actually have to fight him. I don't know. I think it's an experiment we're going to do now. So learning the mechanics of this pack is actually pretty fun. Let's charge up our batteries. What else? What else? What else do I want to bring with me before I do this fight? Should I look at that inactive doohickey? So what we need is a ender crystal in the end on top of this with an inactive ender core. Right? Inactive ender core basic, inactive ender core advanced. So if I want the advanced ender core, which is this one, we need an inactive ender core, which is this one. Right? Cool. We have the resources for that. Hooray. Ender alloys. Which ones were these? Those were that ones. Cool. I didn't think we had extra of those. You know what? We didn't because I needed 4 of those for this. So I just need more ender pearls is what it comes down to. But I right-click the things on top of the pillars, right? So that's cool. Let's test it out. So presumably, let's also... do I care about the egg? I guess we could grab the egg. I don't know if there's a need for it in this pack, but I guess we could grab it, right? Get ourselves a piston and be good to go. Am I missing something? Wait. I think we'll be okay. Houston, we have a little bit of a problem. Look, we beat the game. Yeah. So, overworld cakes. Yeah, no, they're cool, right? The problem is every time you go to that platform, it regenerates that platform. I forgot that rule of the end. So, yeah, putting an overworld cake on that platform, bad idea. But hey, more ender pearls is always nice. All right, so back to the end. And we are getting pretty close to wrapping up point for this episode, I think. But actually, I'm not sure where we are on that. We'll figure it out. But I guess it wouldn't hurt to just, I don't know, put him near here-ish. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put him up here. Right in the corner. Okay, now let's see what happens if we try and spawn the Ender Dragon. Hey, look, it's working. Hey, all right, now we're cooking. Options, mob sounds. Tell me that's gonna like help, right? No, because why would it? It's a hostile mob. I always forget, like, what... Like, let's turn everything down. Nothing helps. Oh, hello. So we right-click one of these things. Hey, cool, we activated the Ender Core. Nice. Get our phaser rifle ready because we're going to want to destroy all these things, right? So how's this work? Does the dragon just... I wonder if the Ender Dragon flew into that thing and that's what caused him to die. Now that's an interesting thing. I may just be able to outdamage him. Yeah, I can totally outdamage the Ender Dragon. With my phaser rifle. Alright, so how many people came to this episode and thought this was the end of the series? That's my question to you right now. Now, I don't think Draconic is in the pack, correct? So there's not going to be any hearts. Right, there is no Draconic in the pack. Man, when was the last time we played a pack without Draconic in it? Right, though? It's all good, though. Alright, so hey, look, we killed the Ender Dragon, and we got that Ender Core. So that's like a teleporter, right? That's pretty neat. So if I'm not mistaken now, I should be able to do this, right? Now, do I put this thing in here? Is that how it works? So we definitely need one of those Ender Energy doohickeys, right? From Ender Utilities, that's what it looks like. So I definitely need at least a basic capacitor. Right-click an end crystal to charge in the end. Or use energy, or build an energy bridge. Okay, cool. And then there's an enhanced one that holds even more power. What's involved in making that? And then what's the top tier one look like? That don't look so bad. That looks like it's doable. I could do that, right? I could do that. One more of these. Where'd you go? There you are. Another one of those. And this guy? That's doable. Yeah. Right-click an end crystal into charge. Or use an ender infuser, or build an energy bridge. So the energy bridge allows you to transmit energy from the end to get what you need, from what I understand. Let's try. So like the end crystal in the end. Can I just right-click this to charge it? Wow, that charged rapidly. Okay, cool. That's neat. I'll take it. And then to home we go, right? Which is a perfectly valid way of getting home from the end. For a minute there, I was like, am I stuck in the end? How do I get out of here? Oh, wait, the portal's closed. We're cool. We're cool. All right, so now you have bind, locked, no. So now we need a link crystal, right? Location, block, or portal. So we want a location crystal, I think, right? So for that, we're totally going to want one of you, and we're totally going to need some green glass, which hopefully we can get some cactus dye from. A doohickey here. So I believe that if I want to do this, I just do that. And then I can put that in here, and then this guy, and we're cool, right? Bind lock, no. So we can have multiple crystals, right? And let's read the instructions, right? Toggle bind locking presents accidental binding. Shift plus toggle. I'm assuming there's a control category for Ender. Toggle mode. Comma? Really? Somebody's using comma already? Period. 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 So shift period prevents accidental binding, which means that you can't accidentally rebind something. Okay, I'm cool with that. Like, don't want to accidentally bind when I'm trying to teleport. Right? That seems fair. Can teleport to the player or another entity cross-dimensionally. That's the reason I made the advanced one. There's a normal one that's not cross-dimensional, but I wanted cross-dimensional. We can teleport others. Needs link crystals to store location. Needs an ender capacitor power. Sneak plus right-click to bind. Alt-shift toggle mode stores the player's current position, including the on-pitch rotations. All right, cool. Control, shift, toggle, scroll, change selected link crystal. Alt-toggle, toggle privacy mode on the selected link crystal. Use the tool workstation to remove my... Okay, so in theory, I should just hold right-click. Nice, that's what's up. Hey, an Enderman decided to come visit and see what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on. Endermen are not allowed in my base. That's what's going on, Enderman. Right, so I'm out in the world. Exploring a Lost Cities dimension or, you know, a mob farm dimension, what have you. Right, no new drops in here because obviously not working cross-dimensionally, but I hold right-click. I like it. It's not an instant click. Now that's interesting. It teleported me to my bed? Why did it teleport me to my bed? Shouldn't it have teleported me there? Hold on. Interesting. Why, when I teleported from the Lost Cities dimension, did I, or the hunting dimension, what if I went from the end, right? It's a mechanic. Not that I'm complaining, I still get home. But that's interesting, right? Now, how much energy is that using? Not a lot. Maybe 10 to 20,000-ish charge. So it's easy to recharge, obviously. We can feed it Ender Crystals or go to the end to charge it back up. But then there's also like this energy bridge mechanic. Energy bridge receiver, energy bridge transmitter. An active energy bridge gives automatic Ender capacitor recharging when the capacitor is installed in a modular item and the item is in the player's inventory. So basically recharge that thing, right? You need one transmitter in the end. It doesn't need to be chunk loaded. Build the transmitter around an Ender Crystal on top of the obsidian pillars in the end. Leave 2 blocks of air above the crystal and then place the transmitter. Place 4 resonators on the same level as the Ender Crystal, 2 blocks of air between them. The resonators must face the crystal. Place them when looking out. There can only be transparent blocks above the transmitter or light up the sky. There must not be any blocks between the resonators. Okay, cool. Right? And then the receiver. You need 1 receiver in each dimension you want the recharging to work in. It doesn't need to be chunk loaded. Place the receiver in the middle. place 4 resonators around it. So we might try that next episode, and that will keep this thing charged. Does that sound fun? I think that looks cool. I want to try it out. I want to see what's involved. How come Endermen keep visiting? I don't like that. Endermen, stop coming into my base. What is up? All right, Devil20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and figure out what that Ender receiver and transmitter is all about, because that would be cool. And that would allow us to keep this thing charged at all times, which would be super cool. And then we have to figure out if we want like any more binds or anything. But I'm just like playing with some new mods that I haven't played with before. There's definitely some cool stuff in here. All right, guys, take it easy.